could have tilted a little bit, but it wasn't like
Massive, yeah.
I was one game, one game, one game, one
Yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah. So what do you think actually caused that?
Uh, well, I keep my peers are CSing better than me in all of my games. I'm noticing.
Okay.
Wait, okay, yeah, that is the right game. And I threw this game,
Okay.
actually, I think at one point towards the end.
Is there any specific points you remember from this game you want to look at?
Um, Not that I remember off the top of my head. I played a lot today.
Okay. Just like the game in general,
Yeah.
yeah? Okay.
But yeah, I'm being out CS'd in all of my I need to get better at CSing and I don't know exactly how.
Alright, what I'm going to try and do is, I'm going to try and find, like, portions of the game, if that makes sense, that you miss out creep kills. So you can, like, pinpoint where you miss the most creep kills, and then, like, work on that effectively. Because, like, obviously, like, everyone needs more creep kills constantly. Like,
Yeah.
you always want more creep kills. But, like, if you can find out where you're missing the most, that's kind of where you can fix it. Because, like, I think if you miss 20 in the early game, for example, like, that, like, can snowball to like missing 60, if that makes sense, because you've
Oh,
got
that
like,
totally makes sense.
yeah, so like if you can find out where you're missing them, that's, who were you against mid, was it
Nidalee.
Nidalee? Yeah, okay. Because like I think that's one of the key things is like obviously you need to kill creeps, like super important.
Yeah. People are also I just need to work on late game decision making as well.
Yeah, that's quite a
Oh,
hard
I
thing
need
to
to
learn.
also work on being a leader too, because there's some games where like people just
Go retard and then you
y-
can't, like,
yeah,
yeah,
like I need to be a better leader, I know.
that's quite hard though. Like I know, I think like around gold platinum is where people start thinking they're good, so like leading them gets even harder. Like
Yeah.
because like it's like what I talked to you about before. Like unless you're actually carrying a game and like you're obviously doing really
Yeah,
well in the
I'm
game.
never that's the thing is I'm never like I never feel like I'm carrying the game.
Yeah,
Like I always feel like I'm just farming doing my job.
yeah. Because I know from like personal experience where like if someone who's like 0-3 tries to lead the team, it's just like asking for failure.
Well, it's not never even the fact that I'm like well, I mean sometimes obviously I feed, everyone feeds occasionally, but
Yeah,
um it's the fact that like when I'm like even like and I'm just doing my job, I'm not actually like
winning.
I'm not winning hard to actually be able to like, snowball the game.
I see. I'm gonna watch this the whole replay at one time probably. Maybe I'll speed up some bits, but like we'll see what happens. Like, but you like Zara so far, right? I remember you saying
Yeah,
you like Zara, so
yeah, I've been loving Zyra. I actually at one point had like a 80% win rate, and now it's like down to 58 or something.
it's still okay though, as long as you like positive.
But my KDA or my KD, not KDA, is not positive on her currently.
So one thing I'm noticing already, like, um, in this in this particular like, example, early game matters a lot, obviously, because like it decides if you come back to lane with like salt boots or just like a ward and some potions and boots.
Yeah, I
You know?
missed like 5 creeps in a row there.
Yeah, like I'm gonna actually count them. You were at 3. You missed 1, 2,
Uh,
3.
on my screen you have it paused still.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And you got them 2 with the spells. Um, okay.
Yeah, maybe I should go to some custom games and actually practice auto
I
attacking.
think that's obviously like a good idea, but I think on Zara especially, when I played Zara in the past, or like any champion like that's a mid laner in general, like I think you should be skilling Q earlier.
Really?
Yeah, I think you should skill Q first.
Everyone like everywhere I've looked says to skill E in case there's early ganks or.
I mean, like yeah, obviously like in like the ideal world, you want roots first, but like versus a Nidalee lane, for example, like you should know versus a Nidalee lane that like here you used your Q to kill 2 creeps, and like that was enough because you used your Q, you got 2 creeps that you wouldn't have got otherwise. Like against the Nidalee, they have a really hard time last hitting into a tower. Like you notice here, he can't actually last it. That's really easy. Like if you skill your Q first, um, like you can just push and push and push, and you don't really miss creeps by skilling Q. Like because obviously like it's really easy to last hit creeps when you're using abilities because it does so much more damage on last hit. Like than an auto attack even. Sorry. Like when I play Lux, my last hitting with auto attack is fucking atrocious. Like it's horrible. But like you can use E as Lux, and then you last hit really easy. Zara has like the same. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Zara has like the same kind of mechanic because your Q at level 2 does like 130 damage almost. That's so much damage for creep killing. Like that's so much damage for creep killing. Like,
yeah, and I always take 3 mana pots. So
yeah, I mean, so you take a mana potion, so you might as well be spamming Q. Like I just think like even if it's like the difference of taking Q at level 2 instead of level 3.
Yeah, that's what I should do. Is skip the seed until level 3.
Because I mean, to an extent, because
I mean,
you've got to think like when they're playing Evelyn, like you're never gonna get ganked before you get level 2, ever. Like it's just not gonna happen. So you've always got time, no matter what, to get level 2 in mid lane. Especially if you're taking like a push skill like Q. Like you always get level 2 before the jungle comes, no matter what. And like if he comes, like say for example he goes blue wolf and then comes mid, like he's not gonna kill you anyway, because it's an Evelyn with blue wolf, you know. Like you don't really care about that. So like that's something to think about. Like maybe just taking Q and pushing the wave early so that you have a less like. So you have an easier time missing creep kills, and not only that, but like by pushing the wave, like look how many creep kills Lily misses because she's pushed and she can't actually last hit them. So like not only do you get more creep kills yourself, but you deny the enemy mid lane the creep kills, which is like, you know, it's like win-win really. So that's something I would definitely think about, because I don't know. I just think like
if it's a matchup like a melee, obviously take seed second, so you can
harass and root. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but if it's another range person,
if it's just a farm lane, then like a Nidalee, like in general, is really a farm lane. It's always gonna be a farm lane, and because you take barrier, you like make it into a farm lane, especially because like if you take ignite, you can probably kill him maybe, but with barrier, you know, you just want to farm. That's like what you're building barrier for. So like you might as well just be spamming Q and just farming like you are. Like now you got Q, you're CSing really well. Like you're most creep kills in the game. Now that you creep killing with Q. So I think if you start doing that earlier, like that's the biggest improvement I can see. Because obviously, like I said, it snowballs like really hard. Like if you didn't miss 10 creeps, you probably could have come back to lane with like another ward or boots or, you know,
or
just
amp tome, whatever.
Yeah. And then it just puts you further and further ahead. Like the first, I reckon it's mid lane. The first 4 minutes of mid lane is probably the most important. That's where you get your advantage. Unless you get a kill, obviously, you know. But like, just creep killing wise, like you're pushing this Nidalee out, you're farming your race, like. What I like what I see at the moment. But obviously, you missed a couple of creep kills at the start. If you didn't miss them, you'd be at like 53 creep kills now, 54, which is like insane in comparison to the rest of the game. So you'd be like way ahead at this point if you actually got them creep kills at the start.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I'll fast forward this bit because you don't want to see self-killing raids, I guess.
Or wolves.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm seeing wolves.
It was wolves. I mixed race and wolves up like way too much. Don't know why.
They're the Wolven Alliance, bro.
So Nidalee goes on you here. You're like pre-barriered, but you know, it's whatever. Like, I'm not gonna criticize that play too much because it's just one of them things. You got scared, so you barried, whatever. So what do you buy?
I thought she was gonna pounce towards me, not away from me. Like
yeah. If she pounced Q'd you and ignited you, like you would have died probably. So it was a good barrier, most likely.
Yeah, but she just decided to kill minions.
Yeah. So I was like playing against Evelyn's pretty hard, in general.
No, you have to be passive.
Yeah. I just wonder where you lose this game. Is this more like a late game loss, do you think?
Yeah, it's a throw. Like I throw.
It's a throw.
At one point, me and Sona were the only ones alive, and the Rivoli Bear was up, and he just comes and just kills me, like straight kills me, even with Sona there. Like, and I'm just like, oh.
Oh. This guy in chat said he's wasting too much gold on pots. I 100% disagree. Like, when I play mid, I waste a lot of gold on pots because it's not really about wasting gold on pots. It's actually about like sustaining yourself in lane. If you get hit by one spear, you would have to recall, or you can drink 2 potions, which cost 70 gold. And
well, also
you know,
it's for taking, like, if I need to take race. If
yeah,
I need to
it's
take
it's
pulls,
good. It's investment. It's not like wasted. So I actually agree with you here. So we went for this Khan Evelyn. I think it was probably a good call.
I almost try to kill her here, but I don't have my ult, I think, and
No, you had your armor, but you just didn't get enough damage.
oh, I didn't have a seed because I used it for well, if I would have had one more seed.
But that was probably the best thing you could have done in that situation. Like if you had barrier, you probably would have killed her.
Yeah.
So like I guess like that's one thing I've noticed this game. If you didn't barrier like pre-barrier, you would have got a kill there.
Yeah.
So like, I mean it's really harsh to say that,
yeah.
but you know.
Because you have to protect. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I mean I think you could have got away with not barriering against that Nidalee, just used it when you got ignited instead. But I mean that's one of the things where it's like you said, it's hindsight. You panicked and you barriered, so that's what happened. Like, but like I said to you before, though, staying calm is really important. And like that barrier was probably a bit of a panic, but it's, you know, while you're learning it, it's fine to use it like that. So Evelyn's like being really annoying, huh?
Yeah.
Like really annoying.
There's a couple team fights like mid game where I get super farmed and by getting all the kills, and I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, at one point like I'm negative, I think, and then I get like a team fight where I get like 3 kills or something like that. I forget.
Okay, this is interesting. I think looking at your iron build, like going Athene is really good for farming, like extremely good for farming. But I think if you want to start carrying games, like going like Salk Boots, haunting guys on Zyra, is like stupid strong. I could.
What would I have for mana? Like
You don't need it.
For mana, huh? Really?
Yeah, if you play like, obviously like you can't. The thing is, if you go Salk Boots and into haunting guys, you're playing to just like kill people. You're not really playing to farm boss and race. Like you can still farm them, but you're more playing to just kill people. Because your damage output with them 2 items is just so stupid. Like the mid laner in my team, What the Moose, he plays Zyra like that, and like it's stupid how much damage he does. So that's something to try. This is a dodgy fight. It's not really your fault either, it's just like your team. Yeah. Yeah. So let me go back and watch that really quick. Out of interest. Who pinged the dragon? Was this you pinging the dragon?
Maybe. Oh yes. The reason why is that we saw 2 people recall, I think.
You saw
Or at
Nidalee
least
recall, yeah.
I thought at the time, I thought Ali backed and Nidalee recalled. I thought it was a good dragon call.
Okay. I don't necessarily think it was a bad dragon call. I think... Like, in theory, looking at this now, you should be able to kill dragon and get out. Like... Graves didn't move quick enough, which is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I actually said it in chat.
Did he?
I did. I said say to him, it's like, if you would have moved just a few seconds earlier, everything would have been fine.
I actually really disagree with what you did here, though. I think this is actually kind of costly. Where, like, you catch an Alistar and he's pretty much dead. Like, in theory, he's dead. And even if he flashes away, it doesn't matter because you secure a dragon. And you only wasted root and no one else wasted anything. But you wasted your armor on an Alistar. And
yeah, that's true.
I think that's actually, like, quite a big mistake when you look at their team. Because they have, like, an Evelyn who wants to get close. They have Tristana who's going to get close. And Nidalee's probably going to get close as well. So, like, by blowing your armor here, you kind of, like, give up a lot of control. Because you're the only one here who has any control. Like, you have a Sonar armor, sure. But, like, Graves and Zin don't really have any sort of AoE CC at all. So, like, by blowing... If you think, like, how this fight... Let's actually watch how this fight goes down. And imagine if you had root and see actually what happened there. Just to see, like, if it would have been different or not. So, Nidalee comes in, hits a spear. You hit a double root here. Or 1 root even, sorry, on Evelyn. Sona doesn't armor that. Okay. And then she dies. Okay. So if you ulted here, maybe You'd hit all 3 people up in the air and maybe save Grease, but it's questionable. You could have insta-killed Eve with your armor, probably. Or like...
Probably. She
like,
would have at least gotten up.
Yeah,
Knocked up.
enough. Enough. It would have been more than the Alistar. And then maybe Sona would have ulted on top of your ultimate. Maybe she was waiting for your ultimate. I don't really know. It's hard to say. Don't know why Sona didn't ultimate there. That was really bad from her, actually. So like, your Dragon Call was okay.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice at the time that she didn't crescendo.
It should have crescendoed. You'd have probably won that fight. To be like 100% honest.
But it's solo queue. You can't.
But it's solo
rely on
queue.
your team.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of them things where you learn like the dragon. I think the Dragon Call was really good. I think the Dragon Call was good there. You saw a recall. You capitalized on it. That's what solo queue is all about. Capitalize on like their mistakes, I guess, and you did. So Dragon Call was okay. Wasting Alistar on that, probably not so okay. Just because it's like, you know, it's a costly armor, and yeah, just like.
I just didn't want him to flash. So
but then I think that's where you need to change your mentality. The fact that like, if you this is something I had to learn. Yeah, exactly. Like if Alistar flashes out of the fight, what's he gonna do? Like it's as good as killing him. It's actually as good as killing him. Like it really is. I think that's like something a lot of people can learn actually. Where like, if you take someone out of a fight, you might as well have killed them. You don't get 300 gold for it, sure, but you might as well have killed them because they're not coming back in. And like, we said this a lot in my rank 5s team, where like, just poke him out and then do the objective, because you don't need to go really deep and kill people. You just don't need to. Like, taking someone out of a fight is good enough. It really is good enough. This is a good roam here you do. It's unfortunate you missed the route, but you were just trying to predict it. And you get an assist. It's good. So what's your game plan here? At like this point of the game, what's your game plan?
Just trying to get objectives. Like, I mean, that's really all you can do.
Yeah.
I should have pushed bot, maybe. Did I? I don't remember.
You did push bot, which is good. Yeah. Okay. Just push your team ahead, so it's fine. But I mean, like, this is... I think you're playing mid as if the other mid lane's better than you. Is how I'm seeing it. Like, rather than trying to challenge the 1v1, you're doing other things instead, like pushing bottom lane, which is not a bad thing. Like, don't get me wrong, that's not actually a bad thing at all. It's fine to do that, but like, as long as you're not doing it every game, kind of thing. Like, some games you need to just dominate their mid laner. If that makes sense. That's the best way to win the game. Like, sometimes, okay, you can do everything for your team and get them really far ahead, but you're not shutting down their mid, which is like a problem. And you're not really putting yourself ahead, you're just putting your team ahead. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, by doing more 1v1s against their mid and winning, you shut down their mid and you put yourself ahead. And by doing that, you cause more pressure on the map.
Yeah. Because then you cause the jungler to have to come answer you.
Exactly. Whereas now, you're just like relying on your team being good. That was a really good flash route. I like that a lot. That's something I was hoping I'd see from you actually this game, was a flash route, because I know we talked a bit before about like being ballsy and actually doing stuff, and that was definitely doing something, because that was pretty sick, admittedly. Oh my god, my spears hurt so much. Fucking hell.
And that Volibear, I think he lived too, if I remember correctly.
No, he died. Barely.
Oh, so
barely. But he died.
Barely?
No, dude. Don't fucking go there.
You did it.
I know. The worst thing is I did it without even realising it. Fuck.
Unbearable pun.
Oh god.
That's his taunt, you can't, or joke. You can't fault me there.
So you completed your Athenes. Pretty good time to complete it. But yeah, I see what you mean about your creep kills. This is why I think you're lacking on creep kills, because like you do a lot of like roaming to other lane stuff. Like you went top, you went bottom.
Usually I don't. This is okay. But I felt like I needed to make plays. Like
I think like to an extent. But when I look at this game, I'm going to pause the game and just look at the game, and I'll tell you what I see when I look at it from your perspective. Alright? I see that my Graves probably has a brain, because he's 6 and 2, even though he's built a blade first, which is really questionable. But
Braves? Graves, yeah.
Yeah, it's questionable, but it works. Like some people do it at high lows. It works if you play it right. It's a different kind of Graves, but it works. So it's not bad.
It's not Burstcaster Graves, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like kitey Graves, which is good against Evelyn and Volibear. So it's actually quite smart what he's done. Like actually, it's actually quite smart. I would look at that and I'd think, do you know what? My Graves is 6 and 2 with 116 crew kills, which is almost the most in the game apart from Nidalee. He's 40 ahead of Tristana, which is like a huge amount. He's a whole item ahead of Tristana. He's got a blade, but this Tristana doesn't have a blade. So I'd be like, do you know what? This lane's okay. Let's ignore the bottom half of the map because it's fine. Like, he's doing well. We don't need to help this guy anymore. So then you look at what else can you do, and you look at like Rengar is getting smashed, but he's so far gone to the point of being 0-5 that you can't really help him anymore. Like, there's no real way you can help this guy anymore because Volibear is unkillable at this point. Like, you're not going to kill this Volibear. And then, like, the only real option you have, again, is just to farm. Like, I think, looking at this point in the game, like, this is kind of the point where you have to make the decision. Like, taking Wolf's Race and just farming mid is like probably the best thing you can do. So I don't know what you do at this point, but that's what I would like you to do here, because trying to help top, like you go in here to help top, and then you go for a kill.
So basically, if somebody like say someone like dies, twice in lane by themselves, 1v1,
I would not help them.
Yeah, there's just nothing you can do. You should just like leave them on the island and just.
Yeah. Like I've talked about this a little bit.
I died to this Volibear here, maybe. Nah,
you both get away. But it's wasting time again. Like this is time you could be farming. This is kind of like what I'm getting at. Like you could definitely be farming here, and you're just you're playing like the really risky game of like, oh, I might hit a root or Nidalee might hit a spear. Which one's gonna happen first? Like,
well, I didn't know the Volibear was there. I just saw a big creeper on top, and Rengar was having to back, so that's why I was like.
I think it was okay. Okay, you do die to Volibear here probably. No, maybe. Oh, you got eaten by Volibear. Jesus, that damage. Yeah, so you did die to Volibear, but your team probably gets 2 kills for it. Maybe 1. Trading you for Nidalee is not bad though, because like, you've only got 1 death this game, which is actually pretty good. But I think, like I said again, Barrier is good in a lot of situations, but I would have taken Ignite this game if I was you. 100% would have taken Ignite, because they have the kind of team where like Barrier's not going to save you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. I should think about that more.
Yeah, because like if you look at their 5 champions, like they have Volibear. Like if Volibear gets on you,
his freaking passive. Like...
Yeah, exactly. Ignite counters it. So like, an Ignite counters Nidalee heal. It counters Alistar heal. You know, it counters a lot of things this game. So like, but going Barrier, like, okay, let's just go down the list. If Volibear gets on you, you're dead. Barrier's not saving you. Like it's just not going to save you. Nidalee, Barrier's probably not going to save you because you have to have reactions of a god to Barrier and Nidalee Spear a lot of the time, and you know you don't want to rely on that. If Tristana's hitting you, Barrier will probably save you.
On you and...
Barrier will probably save you against Trist because she doesn't have enough damage to cook at the moment. But late game, Barrier's pretty useless against AD carries because you're going to die, whatever. Like if they hit you, you're dead. Alistar, let's not talk about. And Evelyn, like Barrier's pretty okay against Evelyn, but at the same time, you know she's going to be able to haunt guys. And she's gonna have HP, so like getting Ignite against Evelyn is not a bad thing, because then like Nidalee doesn't do a lot of damage when they gank until she's on your head, you know. So like if you take Ignite and Evelyn ganks you, for example, you can put yourself into a position where like
Ignite root.
Throw everything down onto Evelyn before Nidalee hits you, and chances are you trade a kill for a kill, even if you have to kill him with your passive. You know, kill for a kill.
Or she just runs away.
Yeah, but then you're okay.
Yeah.
Like, and Barry wouldn't have saved Junior in that situation, so it's like...
True, so, that's a very good point. I should think about whether to take Barrier or Knight more.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
I just think about my summoner choices more.
Yeah. Like, Barrier is really good in a lot of situations, don't get me wrong, but this is the kind of team where Ignite is just really, really good. Because like I said, if you took like Haunting Guys and Salt Boots this game, your damage output against Nidalee is crazy good. She doesn't get an AMR. Nidalee's don't get MR. She's at 30 MR. You take her to 0. You take her into negatives actually, and like.
Well, no, you have to have an aura to take her in.
Well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Like you take her like dead basically. Yeah. And like when you're doing so much damage, base damage in the first place, like okay, your Q scale is okay with AP, but it's not the best scaling because you already have a lot of base damage. Like Q has insane base damage, which is why support Zyra is played a lot, just because like her base damage is so high that you can get Salt Boost on the support guy, on the support Zyra, and just do crazy damage. And like you can apply the same kind of thing to mid, where you just get like magic penetration.
I still feel like I need something for mana though. Like
I don't know. That's I don't know. I've not even thought about it, but I don't think so. If you're getting blue box, you should be fine. That was I don't. Do I really want to analyze that fight? Yeah, I guess I'll look at that fight. It's really messy, this fight. Jesus. Okay, did you have flash going into this? I don't know. Maybe. Let's see what happened. Okay, you hit a root onto. This is another thing here with Zyra. I know I talked about a lot about auto attacks being really necessary, but when you've hit like everything here, this is the kind of situation where you either need to be walking backwards or attack animation cancelling around, because like standing still is just asking to sort of get popped. And obviously you can get hit by a Nidalee Spear, which isn't like your fault, and you get pounced and die. But like your positioning in that fight could have been better. Like once you drop all your stuff, you know, there's no reason really to be there. And like,
well, where would I go?
Let's see. Where would you go? Let's see. If I was you in this fight, what would I do? Okay, let's see. What I would do is throw this root right here, and right now you've rooted Evelyn. Okay. What I would do here is I'd press all my buttons at the same time, drop it on her head, like you do. You wait a little bit, and then as soon as I've done that, I would be. Let me get my drawing tools out so I can show you exactly what I mean. Here we go. Here's a drawing tool. Let's see. This is what I would do in your situation. Okay. So what do you see? Let's see. There's no one around you. Like if you go here to here, you are 100% safe every time in this fight. There's no way.
Give me a second to catch up.
Yeah. If you go there, and then if people come and your team dies, you have the option, because your flash is up in about 10 seconds at this point, you have the option of going here, and then over the wall.
Flashing over the wall.
Yeah. And you give yourself that option. Whereas like, because like once you've done all your stuff, it's not really up to you. You know, you've done all your stuff. Your auto attacks are good, but they're not. That's not what you're there for.
Yeah.
And like, Grace isn't even in this fight, so the best thing you can do really is run away, I think. So that's what I would do in your situation, personally. Like, obviously, again, like hindsight is amazing, etc., etc. But like, it's something you have to start thinking about.
I need to be able to think.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
a higher level. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
but unless you know how to think about it, you're not going to think about it, you know? Most people would look at this and think, well, I hit Ulma on 2 people, so it wasn't my fault. But in reality, you know, you could have done something better, and that's what it's all about. Like,
yeah.
And like, yeah, you would have got out here. You wouldn't have died.
I would have just flashed over the wall.
You had flash up now, and you'd have been gone.
Yeah.
Guarantee. Like, even if you flash this way or whatever, you know, you're still out and you're good. So, this is something to think about, I guess. Also, like, that dragon,
so when
I don't
I'm
know who
playing
called
a
it.
caster that like presses all their buttons,
You want to be
that's
right at the
something
back.
else. And then once you press all your buttons, you just need to GTFO.
Pretty much. Like, yeah, pretty much. You've done your job. Like, I would say, as a Zyra or anything, like, looks, if you're looks in that situation, the same thing applies. A lot, actually. Looks really applies to the same thing in that situation. Best thing you can do if you're looks or Zyra in that situation, you hit 2 people and then you back off because you've done everything you need to do. And then, like, you back off until you got cooldowns again, because, like, you're not going to be useful at auto-attacking someone for 40 damage. Unless they're, like, 1 HP, you know? Yeah. You're better off running away and trying to get your cooldowns up again, because, like, if you kite for long enough, maybe you get another root combo, and you can maybe, like, snipe Nidalee to half HP if she comes after you, or, you know, there's this... You give yourself options that otherwise you wouldn't have. Like... I guess that's like, it's just giving yourself options rather than just like accepting the fact that you're going to die. Because obviously sometimes you are going to die, but if you can avoid it, then you should be avoiding it. Also, I don't know whose idea that dragon was, because I can't tell, but you had a lot of gold.
I think it was kind of like a mutual, like, we were all there.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
What I would have done in that situation was probably say to them, look, I've got 1800 gold, I really need to buy, because I don't have any penetration, so let's not do dragon. Let's just back. Because
Yeah.
when you have that much gold, like fighting is, you're not at your best. So why fight, kind of thing. This again here. Let me rewind that and watch. So it's one of them fights again where it's like, I'm not sure you could have done much better because you don't have enough vision. Like, I don't know, I'll see. Like, what vision do you actually have? Let's change your camera. Fog of War. What, you blue? You're blue. So the only vision you actually have. Like, this is another dodgy thing that I notice a lot of players do. It's actually Xin Zhao's fault. It's not really your fault. But it's, again, like, you're participating, so it's kind of like mutually your fault, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, Xin Zhao kills the tower, and then if I was you in this situation, I'd be like, okay, that's it. Why do we need to do anything else? You've got your objective you came for. You don't see anyone on the map apart from Alistar and Evelyn. You know no one's top because they wouldn't let Rengar be here. I don't know if you have vision here. You kind of have weird vision here. You probably don't actually have vision here. You know no one's bottom. They don't have any buffs up, so they can't really be at buffs. They can't be at Baron. The only place they can really be is like Wolf's Race or around mid, because they want to be going to the tower. Like, you got to think here, chances are they're all going to the tower because they want to defend the tower. So like, by going for the kill, like, here you had a chance to just run away. You had your flash up. You could have actually just propped your armor on your feet. Since out of mobility boost, he's never getting caught. And then like, ran away. But instead you tried to burst the Evelyn down, which turned out pretty bad for you because you got caught and then died. But like, I think you should start thinking more objectively, where it's like, I got a tower, do I really need to do anything else?
Okay.
Like, that's kind of like what I would say, because like I said to you again, it goes back to the point. I don't know if you ever watched my Uday video where I played with Anguish, who was playing Evelyn top lane.
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
video.
And how I talked in that video about like, I know these players are going to carry me, so let's let them carry me. And I would look at your game and be like, this Graves is doing really, really, really well. If he's not here, I don't want to do anything. Like, that's what my mentality would be this game. Like, you don't have to make all these superstar, big, massive plays.
I don't think about that kind of stuff. I need to more. Like,
Yeah.
I need to think.
You don't have to make superstar plays to like be good at the game, you know? A lot of like gaining elo in solo queue is allowing yourself to swallow your pride and be like, okay, I'm getting carried this game. And then just like, you enable the person to carry you. That's the most important thing. There's nothing worse in solo queue when you're doing well and you're in a really good position to carry the game, and then someone's cock blocking you constantly from carrying the game by trying to do way too much stuff. Like, that is actually a problem a lot of people face in solo queue. And people don't even realize they're doing it because they're like, oh, I want to make these massive clutch plays like I see in LCS or like, you know, things like that. But in reality, no, man down, let Grace carry you, throw roots to peel for him, and win the game. That's how I would be looking at this as a support Zara. That's actually what I'd be doing right now. Because you're in a good position to play a support Zara, admittedly. That's actually what I'd be doing. Like, if you and Sona combine your stuff, wow, your team is crushed. Wow, you just like smashed them. What? Okay, don't need to watch that back. But yeah, you're in a good position to just like play peel. Like when I played mid, a lot of the times our ranked players games would come down to like our jungler on top lane would dive in, and then it'd be me, Chaz, and Moose sort of like as a 3-man defending against their dive, you know. And
Yeah.
I would always play Lux because you can just peel for your AD. If your AD is doing well, the best thing you can do is peel for him, even if you play him mid. And Zyra like peels so well. Like imagine like if, let's say, Volibear, Trist, Alistar, and Eve all go for your grades, which it probably will do eventually because it's like the highest priority target. If you hit a root on any of them, like does Zyra hit 2 people with root, or is it just like any?
She can
it's
hit
any
in the line. In the line. Yeah.
So it has no target cap at all. It's like imagine if you hit like a 4-man root. Like that's not realistic, but imagine. And
no,
then,
yeah, but you could land a 2-man combo with an ult and maybe go
Yeah.
for her. Like.
and if Sona's got a brain, it's not hard to press R on top of that, you know? Like, it's really not. And then if Graves presses QR on top of that, you just give Graves a quadra kill. Like, you've actually just given him a quadra kill. And, like, it's not up to you. You're still making massive plays. You're just allowing the Graves to make even bigger plays. Like, he gets all the credit for it, but in reality, you're the one doing it. Like, that's the thing with AD carries, especially things like Graves and Cogmore and Ashe and stuff. They're only as good as their team is. You know? So like by enabling this Graves is obviously the best player in this game. Like obviously, there's no doubt. You shouldn't be able to look at this without any doubt that this Graves is the best player in the game. Like I have no doubt in my mind he's the best player in the game.
That spear. Oh my god.
Yeah, damage. But like yeah, Graves is obviously the best player in the game.
Yeah, and I'm like warning pinging the hell out of them right there. It's like
Yeah.
I got hit by a spear. Please don't. Please don't do anything.
So like what you're doing here is good. I really like what I'm going to pause this here. This is what you should have been doing the rest of, like the first 20 minutes of the game. This is what you should have been doing. You stood next to Graves. And like that's the ideal position for you to be. Because like here, Graves would have got flipped here. This position, Graves would have got flipped over by Volibear if you didn't root the Volibear. Like it's as simple as that. Like Triss probably would have like, tried to hit him, but you hit a double root. Volibear stood there like an idiot. Graves still gets flipped, which is a bit. You make a nice ultimate. And then he barely dies. Okay, he barely died. But that was like a. You did what you did the right thing in that fight. You actually did. I guess the other thing to talk about, you got Home Guard really early. Do you want to talk about that a bit? Why you think Home Guard's good, or is that just like?
When did I get it? Like, I think I just had the gold for it, and it was to farm or to do something with it.
Let me see. I guess it's like here. Yeah, you bought Home Guard here.
Oh, then it was just to get back to the tower.
I think there's like zero value in buying a Home Guard here. Like, just none. Because Home Guard's good, don't get me wrong, but the gold you spend for a Home Guard could have been like an amp tome to go towards Void Staff, or like, you know, just things in general. Could have been a cloth armor even. It's small, but whatever. To go towards the Zonias. It could have been anything like that. But I mean, but I guess by buying a Home Guard, you got into this fight.
Well, I actually heard Rengar ult, I think, was the thing, so I thought he was going BD. Which,
oh, right, okay. I mean, it's not the worst pickup here, because you actually got into a fight because of it. Yeah. So it's not the worst pickup, but it's one of the things that people buy really early when they're down already, and then like they put themselves even further behind, you know. So like, I just wanted to bring that up because it's a mistake a lot of people make.
I think now that I'm remembering, yeah, I heard the Rengar, like,
okay.
I heard him going. So
yeah, I don't think it was a bad pickup. Like, yeah. It's just a lot of the time people buy it in the wrong situation.
I usually don't buy it until they're banging on your door.
That's pretty much why you buy it. Yeah, yeah. Or you need to like rush to a barrel or something.
Or you have like a I buy it sometimes on Karthus when I have a ginormous mana pool.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Like, yeah, that's fine. But like, as long as you know like what you're thinking about when to buy it, then you know it's good.
Yeah, like when I've got my fully stacked tier.
Yeah.
And like shit like that, and it's like okay, just sitting around waiting for the freaking mana is just.
Yeah. But yeah, no, because like a lot of people buy Home Guard when they're like 0-5 in lane, and it's like, why are you buying Home Guard when you're already getting raped, you know?
Yeah.
People do that a lot, and you're not one of them players that does that, but a lot of people do that, and it's like, why are you doing that? It makes no sense whatsoever.
The only time you would buy it early is if you're dominating and you want to like back up between every wave.
Yeah, yeah. Just to get more pressure, like it's a good pickup if you have enough gold advantage to do it. So you're getting nice kills there. You're 6-3-6, which is pretty okay. It's a good score. So I wonder how you lose this game.
I told you.
You throw.
I threw it. Threw it in the garbage. In the dumpster.
Put it in a trash can.
Well, you know it's the...
That was a good one.
Pastime is baseball, you know, so you like to throw. Actually, that's probably why it always throws.
Yeah. Wow. Grizzle's taking tower hits. So much good as Chelsea. God damn. Okay.
Freaking tower.
Zin is a Rambo, man. Zin is proper Rambo. Wow. That's like Rambo, McRambo. Jesus.
He doesn't have the right skin. He should be Zinza.
Yeah, he should. Playing like that, he should. God. This is like one of the first blues you've had, isn't it?
What?
This is like one of the first blues you've actually had.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, Eve got a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I got some too, I think.
But you didn't have like a constant blue like most mids do.
No, I didn't have a constant blue stream.
That was a good armor as well. So again, like, you're just enabling this grace, which is what you should have been doing earlier, obviously, but you're starting to do it now, so it's not that bad.
Well, Graves wasn't really there in the earlier fights.
Yeah, but then that's what I mean, you shouldn't be fighting without him, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then here, you didn't chase Alistar, which is good. A lot of people would have chased Alistar here, but you didn't. Like, Sona chased Alistar. Why? Like, what are you achieving by chasing Alistar here? Like, even if you chased Alistar, a lot of people would have chased him. Like, you just spent 30 seconds running after him.
I was like, dude, he's got his like 90.
Yeah, you were not getting on that. Like, but a lot of people would have made that mistake where they're like, oh my god, it's a kill, let's go kill it. But like, you didn't make that mistake, so it's kind of ideal, really. I'm happy you didn't make that mistake. I'd have been sad if you made that mistake. I think more of you than to do that, so you know.
No, like like I said, when you get your NA count, like.
It's 30. It just needs runes and champions. So
yeah, once you get it set up, like I just want us to like do it so we can get like ingrained the decision making.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yeah.
I still need to like go to Micro Center and like see if I can get a long enough Ethernet cable so I can drill through the floor and get to the router.
Yeah.
So you can watch me stream.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Rewinding that. I see a mistake you made here, which is it's a common mid mistake that a lot of people make.
Well, let me catch up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause it so you can see the mistake. Again, you're not playing to enable grace, which is what late game mid players, unless you're like playing something like Ari or something that dies like Kassadin, you know, something like that.
Cat, whatever.
Yeah. Like, if you're playing something like Zyra or Orianna or Lux or anything, your role changes.
I noticed the other day, like, I'm so used to playing Karthus where I'm in the middle of everything.
Yeah, it shows. Because when you're playing this kind of thing, the best thing you can actually do is melt their tanks. You don't care about anything else. You just want to kill the tanks. Like, that's why you build Leandres, you know? You kill the tanks with Leandres, like, that's what it's there for, really. So like, you hit a root onto Alistar, which is probably the wrong way you shot the root. You could have shot it like up the lane, but that's minor. It's pretty minor. And then you walk backwards towards Graves, which is the ideal thing. You could have ulted here. This would be like perfect ultimate. But that doesn't matter that much. Sona makes an ultimate, and you get hurt, and then you die. But the reason that happened, if you look, is because, and I will show you why. Right
Let
here.
me catch up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause it. Basically, when you rooted Alistar, you moved in a really awkward way, where like, let me like slow it really far down. I'll show you how you moved. You moved here, and you shot the auto attack at him. Again, like I said before, auto attacks really minor at this stage of the game, so auto attacking is pretty, yeah. And then you move backwards towards Graves, which is fine. Graves gets owned, and then you walked forwards here because I mean, I can only presume that you saw two people hitting their Trist, and you were like, "Oh my god, let's kill the AD carry," because that's a common reaction a lot of people have. Like, "Oh, Trist is getting raped, let's kill him." So, by moving forwards to try and kill Trist, you just get perma knocked off, and then you die.
I think I was just kind of in the middle of everything. I mean, yeah, like.
I mean, I don't know if you actually that's like what you thought, but you know
I didn't have the thought to kill Trist. I think I was just kind of, well, I'm here.
yeah, I get you. But like, yeah, ultimating earlier is always good on Zyra, I feel like. Because you kind of like, let me go back and watch that again, actually. I know this is like getting a lot here, but I want to watch this again.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's helpful.
It's important to analyze things like this, like, I feel like. Okay. This part is the biggest part I see. Right. Basically, if you imagine here, an ultimate here would, I don't know what a Zyra range ultimate, it's probably like that. Let's just pretend it's that.
It's not a very big range.
We'll pretend it's that,
basically,
you know?
Yeah.
We'll pretend it's that. And then, like, by doing this, like, you zone everyone out here.
No, I agree. You can use it to zone that way.
Yeah. You completely zone everyone out. Like, these people cannot come in. Let's just, like, scribble them off the map because they're so useless that they cannot get in this fight. And then, by scribbling them out, you actually turn this fight into, like, a 5v2. This 5v2 here.
Yeah, if I would have ulted early enough.
Yeah. See, they're scribbled out, man. They're not even in the game. They're just not in the game, you know?
Yeah.
And like, if they jump into your ultimate, they're dead. They're just dead. Like, So that's like something to think about. Obviously, it's minor obviously because Gray's getting hit by the spear is what lost you the fight. But obviously, like I said, this is more about you rather than Gray's being stupid.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but like,
you really couldn't even. I mean, does he have vision of her?
not
Like,
really. I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, that was just like a random spear. He just died. Whatever.
Mm.
But yeah.
No, I will think about attempting to use my ultimate zone.
Yeah, because
if the opportunity arises.
if you watched that team fight video I made, right?
Yeah.
Where and the Zyra in that fight, which is Moose, how he ulted, how it was just literally a completely zoning ultimate, you know? Like, that's really good to do, I feel like. Like, it's really strong to do it like that. That was strong. That was a good ultimate as well. Because you zoned, like, the Nidalee from coming... who's that? Nidalee. Yeah, you zoned Nidalee from coming forwards there, so... It was a good ultimate. That was a good one. And then Graze is, like, smashing people. Okay, let's fast forward this. This should be Baron here. Oh no, you didn't just walk in there. Yeah, you did. Okay. Not sure about that one. What do you see here? Wait, what? Let's see. Let's see what
I
you're
don't know.
trying.
I'm still killing people. Oh, okay. Yeah, when I did that, I thought they ran further up. I misthought where they were. That was just a complete. I was thinking that they were.
You look hungry
yeah,
for
I was
Evelyn.
thinking for her, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
I thought she ran that way.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. I see what happens. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you died. Again, it's one of the things where, like, what I was talking about before. You know that all really hurt. There's not really much way they can stop you from doing a Baron there, is what I would have done.
Yeah.
Because Rengar's still, like, healthy. Graves is still healthy. You still got Sona to heal, you know. Zin's alive. Like, Zin could have come Baron there. Zin should have come Baron there, really. But if you'd have pinged it and started Baron instead of chasing, that could have been a Baron. Guaranteed. Like, obviously you take some Nidalee spears and it hurts, but in reality, if Xin Zhao blocks spears, he's tanky, you will probably get a Baron there. So that's quite a big thing. What's he doing? Okay. Alright. That one hurt my brain. But
Oh, when he just dives in.
yeah.
Yeah,
Why would you do that? But, you know.
And
It's
so
full
I had to
tank,
look at
man.
Shindo.
Yeah. So that's like Sun Armor down for no reason. So now you have to wait even longer to do Baron because you have no Sun Armor. So what's going on here? I think this is like, I don't know who called this Baron, it's probably the whole team. Like, this is probably like a mutual thing. But I think this is a very bad Baron. Like, okay, you saw Triss bottom, so that's probably what triggered the Baron, which is a common thing. I make that mistake quite often. You see someone bottom, let's go Baron. But then you look at their team, and it's like, they have a Nidalee, who's full HP with a blue pot, 529 AP, and like Andres, you know? He doesn't care you're a Baron. That's like, this is where he wants you to be. Like, this is like the ideal place for you to be for this Nidalee. So I don't know, we'll see what happens, but one spear gets hit. Wow, that is insane. And Evelyn's like a 5-man ultimate here, if she wants it. And there it is, the 5-man ultimate from Evelyn. You make a really good ultimate though. And you actually got Baron, wow. Okay. And then what happens in the fight?
Plants are really good.
Plants are insane, yeah. Graze is smashing. Graze is really smashing. He's...
Oh, this is almost, I think, when I get killed by Volibear.
Let me see this.
Threw it in the garbage.
Did you have anything here? Let me see.
No, I meant it's coming up.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, because Volibear gets away, and then Sona and I push, and then...
Ah, okay. How come you didn't
Volibear
queue
just
here? Okay, let me watch that again. How come... Let me pause and show. Your queue is 100% up. And you didn't queue. I wonder why. That seems odd to me. Like...
Oh, maybe I was waiting on it for a seed.
Yeah, I... Like... This is that situation again that I was talking about. Like... this is a kill waiting to happen. You have 100% vision of him. Someone's in the bush. There's no way you can lose vision of him here. It's a Volibear. Do you really need a seed to kill a 7 HP Volibear?
Yeah, it was just, you know...
Because, like, plants are good, but he's going to run away from it, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
So, like...
Why didn't I queue? Yeah.
Why didn't you queue? Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, if you're waiting for seed, which you probably were, because your seed cooldown is, like, almost up. So I presume you're waiting for a seed, but you waiting for a seed actually cost you the kill, and you flashed as well because of it.
Yeah.
So that's quite a. It's not, again, it's quite a minor thing, but when they all add up, you know, they all add up.
Yeah. No, it's true facts.
Yeah.
And then it's the reason why I died of Volibear after he heals. Watch,
Yeah, because he would have been dead, and you'd have got an inhibitor probably.
Yeah.
Or like a tower. You probably got a tower, and then Volibear comes and just like eats you for breakfast by the looks of it.
Yeah, he just murders the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Like Sonya blows everything and it just doesn't matter. I can't
Yeah.
get away from it.
It's Volibear. Like, what are you gonna do? And again, that's one of those situations. If you had Ignite, you know, you wouldn't have needed to Q him. So that's something definitely to think about. Like, Ignite would have changed a lot of things this game. I really think it would have done.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And Zin's going Rambo again.
And that's the I got caught in the Zen Rambo.
Yeah.
And then it was over.
Is that pretty much it? Game.
Yeah, they get an in-him for free, I think, if I remember correctly.
You're like way too far in that fight as well, by the looks of it. Your melee range again.
Yeah.
What? Actually, I don't know. It wasn't that bad. You're just doing what you need to do, trying to help Rengar, and it gets you killed. So it wasn't that bad. I'm not going to analyze that because it wasn't that bad. And then I guess they're just taking inhibitors and like blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah. And then the game's pretty much over.
Okay. And I'll watch the end just in case something actually interesting happens, but I think you should have built a giant spell here, by the way, instead of void stuff. Personally, Rylai's would have been good against their team because, like I said again, you want to build to enable Grace. By getting Rylai's, you're just enabling them more. So Rylai's would have been pretty sick.
When ADC fed on Zyra.
Yeah, definitely. When ADC fed in general, build to support him, not to like one shot somebody. You know.
Yeah.
Why is that stuck there now? Okay, cool. So let's watch the fight, but there's probably not much to fight because they're gonna just like wait for creeps and then yeah. Oh, you did so much damage.
Here I'm just trying to like Leandry's people with plants.
Yeah, it's working because you're doing a lot of damage to people. You're like randomly killing half their team. But then Graves messes up and gets caught. And then you just get away. Okay. And then they're just gonna cut a base. Yeah, they're just gonna cut a base. It's unfortunate. So yeah, what did we learn, I guess? Sulk boots, haunting guys versus teams like that with Ignite and kill people. That's why I think you lost the game. Like, obviously team threw you through a bit, but item choice and similar choice in general is so massive. Like,
yeah.
I can't explain more how huge it is.
I would like to ask your friend how he manages mana without building a mana item.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can get you in contact with him whenever.
Yeah.
But I from my perspective, like, playing Zyra, it's not that hard to manage mana on it. You just need to not spam.
And how do I last hit? You're telling me to last hit with my abilities, and then.
But you can leave it at a chalice. That's not bad.
Just leave it at the chalice.
You can leave it at a chalice.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And then
like leaving things at a chalice is actually really fine. Like, don't let people tell you that's bad because it's honestly not.
Okay, I'll try that next Zyra game I play.
Yeah, leaving it at chalice is fine. If you're gonna go for full damage, leaving it at chalice is okay. But
and then you get the CDR.
And if you're playing against a melee mid, how often do you use Merlonomicon?
If they're magic, I almost always build the Athenes.
Okay, because Morello is extremely good versus teams like that as well.
Oh, yeah. There was a game I had earlier today where I was Zyra versus the Zillion, and I just pooed on him. I think if I would have done what you did, what you said, instead of finishing the Athenes, if I would have sat on Chalice and then gone into the hunting guys, I probably would have just had him on fire.
Just smashed him, yeah. Because like that game, if you wanted to keep Barrier that game, you could have bought Morello first item, because you get the deal
Yeah.
from it, and you get mana
Yeah.
mana regen, and you get cooldown.
Yeah.
So
No,
like,
I feel you.
definitely think about Morello against some teams because it's
Yeah,
you know
no,
can
I
be
build
pretty good.
Morello sometimes versus ADs.
Yeah,
when
it's a
I'm
good
picking up
item.
the.
It's
Yeah.
like it's better than the themes versus ADs, like no doubt. But yeah, just think about item sometimes. Like consider it when you go into a game. You know, look at a team
Yeah.
and think, do I want it? Do I want barrier? Yeah, maybe.
If they all have healing things.
Yeah, because some games you'll get where like they have a Volibear top, and you have like a Castle in mid, or something that's just gonna like a Ari mid, something that's just gonna kill you, and you really don't want to not take barrier, but you need something to kill the Volibear.
You need the barrier versus the caster.
Exactly. So you can't afford the ignite.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of game where like even though it's against the Castle, Morello is still extremely good first. So just consider them kind of things, you know? Like just look at
Yeah.
it, just like when you're in a loading screen, the first thing you can do, don't go get a drink, don't alt and tab, don't go whatever.
Strategize.
Yeah, look at the champions and be like, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What do I want to build against it? You know, like let's look at my recent game, like it was an ARAM, never mind, can't really do that. But let me see. Let's go to like Rumiah Lore King and actually have a look. And I'll tell you like what goes through my mind on loading screens. Because like last game I played, it's all like, yeah, whatever. Let's see. Okay, so this game, the Vayne game. I don't know if you watched the Vayne game. You probably didn't. But first thing that came to my mind was, okay, they have an Eve, so I'm going to need lifesteal because you can't really build much against Eve apart from lifesteal. Lifesteal is a good item. They have Eve jungle, which is not tanky at all. They have a Leona, which is not going to be that tanky at all. But you need QSS to get away from Leona, right? You know, you need something. So I didn't take cleanse this game. The reason I didn't take cleanse is again they had an Eve and a Lux and a Graze. That's huge burst damage. Like insane burst damage. So you need barrier to live. But then without cleanse, what are you gonna do against a Shen, a Leona, and a Lux? You know? That's
So
where
you need the Mercurial.
yeah, that's where Quicksilver Slash comes in early. And then a lot of people ask me in my chat afterwards, why didn't you buy a Last Whisper? And the reason is because 4 people on our team had like no armor. And buying a Bloodthirster instead of a Last Whisper gave me like way insane sustain and more damage because when you hit people, you know, like it's crazy.
I was laughing at your chat, by the way.
I didn't even want to look at my chat. Look at your score in your Twitch game.
Yeah.
1337. That just describes me. Like
Elite, dude.
Elite just fucking elite, you know. Alright, I love you, Billy. But Blade. I had a Blade in 9 out of 10 games, and the game I didn't was a Fizz game. I think I like Blade, but
Just maybe. It allows you to play people.
it does. No, it really does. Yeah. But like that's what I mean. Like when you load into a game, just have a look at loading screens and just think for a second. Like
I
if
wish I
you're
could
in,
talk to my team during loading screens.
yeah, that's
Oh.
yeah. But just think like 1v1. What do you want against this champion? Itemize, done. Like it's really quite simple. Like, as long as you spend that time. Like, okay, this Tristana game is a really good example as well. This game like was a horrible game, and I ended up carrying it pretty hard because like I got 6 items basically, and the team we beat actually disbanded after we won this game because that's how tragic the game was. Like they smashed us early game and then we turtled and won, and then the team disbanded. But this game I bought a Banshees instead of a Guardian Angel or a Frozen Mallet or a Warmogs, you know, anything like that. I bought a Banshees, and the reason is because if you think about their team, we look at their team. They have a Vayne. What do I want a GA for? You know, like if I get Fiddlesticks Cannon Ultimated, GA, Warmogs, Frozen Mallet, none of that's going to save me. It's just not saving me. Yeah, but if I have a Banshees, Fiddle Ultimate's in, and he can't fear me. You know, he can't Ultimate fear me. So I jump straight out or I knock him out. Simple.
Knock him out, more
yeah,
likely.
Yeah, more likely that. And then like, Cannon can't stun me. I got Banshees. You know? Like,
Actually, can you click on what, just so I can see his item builds for Zyra?
oh yeah, sure. And then again, they have a Lulu who can only hex me, and Banshees blocks that as well. So, I don't know if it's actually going to be in his history. Yeah, it is. That's his item build for Zyra.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, it's obviously a bit delayed. So he has like no mana regen at all.
Ah.
And he still has 350 creeps, so, you know.
Hmm. Well, damn.
And then this game he built 6 Dawn's Rings because he needed mana a lot.
Oh, yeah, totally. 6 stars. More like he got rocked.
But if you look at how Moose plays mid, he doesn't buy mana regen. He just doesn't buy it. Like he builds.
I'm
no
so
mana
used
regen.
to spamming.
His
Maybe it's because I play Karthus.
okay, okay. Try Flask. Try Crystalline Flask.
Oh yeah, I could do.
Try
a
that
flash
out.
start.
That's how Moose deals with mana. So maybe you should try it as well.
Oh yeah, maybe that'll, and then I can do the what you call it?
Salt Boots Hunting Guys.
Yeah, search for guys. Yeah.
Maybe try Bottle Start. See if
Yeah.
that's better for you, because that really does alleviate a lot of mana problems. Because when you think about it, like
You can spam it all game. Like,
yeah, 180 mana every time you go back to base. It's a lot of free mana. Like, really is quite a lot of free mana, and it gives you health, which allows you to do race and wolves constantly for free. Like, really for free, because it's like it pays for itself so quick. That maybe Flask would be better for you the way you're playing. I actually think that's a good idea. Like, I didn't even think about Flask. Yeah, maybe buy a Flask.
You do bottle, 1 ward, 1 pot.
Yeah, maybe try that.
Yeah.
Like Moose does it every game. I mean, he never has mana problems that I see. So I mean, maybe that's why. Because bottle's just good. Don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely give that a try. Like, that sounds like a good idea. It could be the fix to your problems. I
and
guess.
I can go more damage.
Yeah, you can get more damage and do more stuff because you're
Well,
not.
the faster, like I always say, like Leandri's is Zyra's power spike.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's crazy how good that item is. And so if you get it faster, because you don't have to spend 2k gold on Athenes,
Yeah.
you know, you're just doing like crazy
And
damage.
even if that doesn't work, I mean, 700 on just the chalice. Like,
It's still a lot. You know, it's still saving a lot of gold.
yeah,
it really
you're
is.
saving a lot of gold, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll try the bottle, and if that doesn't work, I'll just sit on the chalice.
Yep.
Maybe I should do that on Lux too, maybe, or does CDR better?
I just think looks in general, you'd want CDR. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. Like, I never built Haunting Guy's boots on looks. I just think Athene's on Morello on looks every game is just way too strong. Because like, the thing with looks is it's not just about doing damage, because you have your barrier, you know, you have your W. So like, it's not just about doing damage. Whereas Zara is pretty much just about doing damage. So
and displacement and all that.
yeah. So you don't actually have like a save kind of thing. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's about all we can look at for that replay. That was 1 hour and 3 minutes. That's a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you learned a lot. Hopefully,
I did. Oh.
I actually enjoyed that replay. It was a good replay.
Yeah. And you know why Americans throw like baseball? Yeah.
Because you like throwing, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun. Thank you for letting me stream it, by the way. I didn't say that before,
Yeah,
but thank you for
not
actually
a
letting me
problem.
stream it, because it's good for other people
You
that
can
want.
stream anything. You can stream when we do too. I don't care.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
sweet man. I appreciate that actually. It's nice of you.
Yeah.
Some people don't like it, but you know.
You're eternal student.
That's good. I'm gonna get you diamond one day, man.
Yeah, until I hit diamond, and then
Yeah.
and I guess we'll be even. No, I just need to learn the decision making, and it just having it ingrained in me by doing with someone that has the better decision making.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, oh well, I don't. Then it's like I was talking about before. Like when your autopilot is high quality player, you can sit
Yeah.
play all day.
Yeah,
Like,
because you're autopiloting at a higher standard. Yeah.
yeah.
I get you. Makes sense. So like, you just need to smash it into your head, and you'll be fine. Basically.
Yeah. So, done here?
Yep. I enjoyed that. It was good, man. So
Yep.
give me a message whenever you want.
Yeah.
And
freaking ruins of champs.
yeah,
I assume you're gonna be jungling when we do.
I presume so. Yeah.
Yeah, since.
I started buying runes and stuff on it. I got some armor runes, some magic resist. Just need to get it going, basically. So. Alright, man. I'll see you in a bit, dude.
Well, bye.
Cheers for that. Bye. Okay. So that was Richard, guys, in the stream, who is still here. He's a nice guy, and he learns well when I teach him things. Like, he really, really takes my advice on board, which is